Peace to the world. We are in the new Black Wall Street. Yes, I said new Black Wall Street inside of Star Status, which is a store that represents athletics and inner me.
Welcome to Star Status store. It is the home of inner me and athletics. Inner me is all about crystals, crystal jewelry. We customize the jewelry in the store if you want us to. We have bracelets, earrings, necklaces, and then with athletics, we have the world's first conscious sportswear brand.
Created sports logos and put it on sports apparel. So you can see right here we have Mansa Musa on the basketball shorts. We also have the ancient Egyptian Kemetic Herus on football jersey, tackle twill, captain's tag, heavyweight mesh, all quality material, authentic sports apparel. And y'all come see us at the new Black Wall Street Star Status store on Choctaw Street. Peace. Peace to the family, peace to you and yours. Welcome to another episode of Melanin Monday. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
To this day.
Let me know how the audio sounds. How we doing on audio? We good? All right. First and foremost, I want to say peace to the family. Welcome to another episode. Let's start it off by doing the roll call. All right. We want to know who's in the building, where y'all tapping in from. So we're gonna be doing roll call, and let's go. We in here, yes. Vegas is in the building. What up, Vegas? Shout out to Vegas, the Vegas family. We got New York in the building. All right. Peace to the New York family. All right. Brr. Wilmington in the building, Mystic Philly in the building, Hartford in the building, Chicago in the building,
To this day.
Memphis in the building, Naptown in the building, Rochester in the building. It's really good. Denver in the building, the Natty in the building, PG, East Flatbush in this Beaumont-Clyde, Philly in the building, Norfolk in the building, Jersey in the building, Upper Whittier. I don't know what that is, but show it to you. Chicago in the building, GA in the building, the DC Metaverse, Delaware, Tuscaloosa. This where your boy
To
from.
this day.
That's right, Harlem in
To
the
this
building.
day.
Santa Rosa's in the building. Bed-Stuy up in the Stein. Toronto, T-Dot, Newport News, Jersey. DeKalb. I thought it was DeKalb County. DeKalb, Illinois. We see you. Maryland in the building. All right. Ooh, Miami in the building. Talk black to me. That's what I'm talking about. California love. California. Brownsville up in this thing. Hide your jury. Quick, hide your jury. Shout out to Brownsville. Never read, never will. Fort Lauderdale up in this ting man. Shout out to all of the rude boys in Fort Lauderdale. Yes, T-Dot. Boston, Massachusetts is the I'm not catching up with the playoffs. Is the Boston Celtics, they still running strong? What they looking like? Detroit, what up though? I see you, Detroit, in the building. All right, Twin was goody. All right now. So we in here, you know what I'm talking about? We in here like we always do. Family is tapping in from all around the world. I want to say love and light to everybody who is here. Okay. Jamaica, Beaumont-Clyde, right from the sauce, man. Wagwan, Jamaica. Roll one up for me. South Carolina, Saluda. Oh, I never heard of that. Chi-Town, Houston. What's goody, Houston? Where's Saluda next to? I want to get familiar with these areas and whatnot. Where's that close to? So I could be when I'm driving through, I'll be able to look out for that. Let me know. Shout out to Houston, H-Town in the building. I just heard I was on Instagram. I heard Jay Prince going after Whack 100. We'll talk about that one day. Lexington, all right. Toronto by way of Trinidad was popping. I see you. Okay, so as soon as we cross the 100 mark, we'll begin the conversation for the. Oh, there we go. All right. So first of all, like I said, peace to the family. Welcome to another episode. This is episode 193 of Melanin Monday tonight. Let me show you the flyer. The flyer is kind of fly. All right. Good time at Mad Markets.
To this day. To this day.
Featuring our good brother Slice X. We're going to talk about that bear market. You know what I mean? We're going to talk about the bear market. We're going to talk about all of the things that are going on in the market these days and whatnot. You know, that crypto is taking a beating. You know what I mean? The crypto is looking like this. But we'll get into it. We'll go further into what's going on and whatnot. Me and that man have a lecture/workshop coming up this Saturday. No, matter of fact, this Sunday, May 15th up in this thing. You know what I'm talking about? Which is also landing right around the Scorpion lunar eclipse. So yeah, I asked for it, and I was able to bring the brother. You know, this is a very busy man and whatnot. He's doing a lot of big things in Miami, in Atlanta, in the metaverse, and other places. But I reached out to the good brother. I made him a deal that he couldn't refuse and whatnot. And I'm like, yo, pull up, my good brother. We need another workshop. The one that we did in 2021 was fire. A lot of the things that you prophesized and talked about have come to pass. And, you know, all of us who are following you, we've seen you and your network, the biggest crypto play metamorphed into the MetaV Academy and is doing big things. You know what I mean? I saw this man on board Mark Cuban into the metaverse and whatnot, a billionaire. So this good brother has a lot of information. He's going to be bringing a lot of gems and whatnot. He's going to be bringing a lot of, just updates, because we're in a new world when it comes to this digital world and whatnot. The evolution will not only be digitized, it's already digitized. It's there. It's here. The shit already happened. The crossover has taken place. So, you know, it's only right that we speak to people in these spaces who are qualified. We don't co-sign people just hopping on board that don't have the credentials to have these conversations. But my good brother Slice is vetted. He's definitely certified and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? So we're gonna have a situation. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna really go in on Sunday. We're gonna really go in on Sunday in the rising, 11 a.m. So you're able to get that information in your Kabbalah, and then you could go on during your day and do it. What you could do what you need to do. But even tonight, we're gonna have a dope conversation, and we're gonna prepare the brothers and sisters that are out there who may be seeing things and hearing things and might not understand what this market is going through, what it's about and whatnot. Because I promise you, if you just listen to the media, they're going to spin you. You know what I'm talking about? You're not going to get the true information. They're going to put you in panic mode. It's a lot of fear in the market right now. So they're going to feed on that fear and whatnot. They don't win when you win. Put it like that. The media doesn't win when you're winning. They win when you're losing and whatnot. So yes, now is when the millionaires are made. I'm glad that you put that out there. Right now, this moment, this time is when the millionaires are made. Don't let that go over your head. So for brothers and sisters, you know, please get your pen and your pencils and your pads and whatnot. Let's take notes, because what we're going to encourage you to do is your due diligence and your research. You feel me? The game is to be sold. The game is to be told. We're going to give you some things that you could utilize to go ahead and edify your research and to get you into places that you might not even know that you could walk into. You know what I mean? Because I promise you, right now, with prices down, this is the time to walk in. It's a clearance sale like Saks Fifth Avenue. But as you can see, we titled this conversation tonight. And for all of my fans of Kendrick Lamar, you'll be familiar with the title, Good Kid, Mad City. That's the name of his debut album and whatnot. So we just remixed it. Good Timing, Mad Markets. And we'll get further into what that title means when the good brother Slice pulls up. But briefly, before we have that conversation, you know me, I'm a hip hop aficionado. I love the culture. You know, I'm definitely into dope artists and whatnot. So let's talk about this Kendrick Lamar thing, man. Let's talk about this new Kendrick Lamar song that he put out yesterday called the Heart Five. In tradition of what he does, he always puts out the series of hearts before he drops an album. So we're up to number 5. Okay, for anybody who may not be familiar with the with his rollout and whatnot, that is how he rolls it out. Okay, that is how he rolls it out. The brother said, I'm trying to invest. I got my bag right finally. That's right. That's what I'm talking
To this
about.
day,
This is really
to this day.
about, you know, those who got their bag right, right? Those, because remember, summer's around the corner. They're gonna encourage you to just throw your money into some shit that's really not gonna bring nothing back but some dopamines, but some pleasure and whatnot. And that's cool and everything. But we a little past those, you know what I mean? We a little past the stimuli at this point. You know, we into we into this, we playing a long game and whatnot. You feel me? We into taking advantage of these markets and whatnot because they'll have us looking so many other places as consumers to basically waste our money and bring nothing back in return. So we're gonna put a stop. We're gonna put a put stop on that conversation. We're gonna put a stop on that. You know what I mean? We're gonna try to give as many tips as we can for anybody that's out there that's in the network or the audience who have the opportunity to take advantage of this opportune time. So, with that being said, let's talk music, and then we're gonna talk crypto. Let's talk music. Okay. So I was, I was chilling. As a matter of fact, before we even talk music, let's go ahead and open up the line for my guest tonight. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just be babbling by myself. I'm going to open up the line and I'm gonna bring in our guest because contrary to popular belief, y'all might think that the brother Slice is only, a lot of people met him in the crypto space. A lot of people are familiar with him in this quote unquote NFT, blockchain, DAO, crypto space and whatnot. But the brother is an artist first. Okay. He's an artist. He was signed to, I'll let him tell his story and whatnot. But the brother is a dope artist and whatnot. So when it comes to the conversation of music, I just don't talk with anybody because that shit could be a disaster. You know what I mean? Niggas be botanists and they their forte is like fucking culinary arts. And then they try to hop in with the hip hop conversation. It just don't work out. But this good brother's qualified, you know what I mean? He knows the industry and he got bars. So without any further ado, I want to open up the line for my good brother Slice, aka Starter Kit Dow. Peace to the good brother.
Peace to the God. Peace to the God. What's happening?
What's happening? What's good with you, my good brother?
Man, I'm doing great, man. We just had a powerful build over there on IG. A lot of people been hitting me up about it.
Shout out to everybody that pulled up over here from over on IG. I see y'all in the building. I was warming it up, you know what I mean? I was starting out the conversation talking about this Kendrick drop and whatnot. He announced the Kendrick season is here with the drop of that new song. So I want to know, how did that when you heard that, what did it do for you? And did you hear the audio or did you see the video first?
I seen the video, man. It's crazy. Like, this shit always happen, bro. I always end up catching moments like that when it say like 1 minute ago and stuff like that. So I caught it like right when it happened. You feel me? And
right.
It's a bunch that come to my mind when I hear it, but I can honestly say, like, you know what I'm saying, he definitely stepping his pen up, and you could tell that, he intentionally waited this long to put out this body of work that he putting out. You know what I'm saying? I feel like now it's not even for a specific reason, but it's for many reasons. You know what I mean? He ain't wait
Right.
this long for no reason, and
Oh, definitely, definitely. He did not. He didn't hold out for no reason. I'm sure he was. Remember, it's about timing, right?
right.
This is about good timing and whatnot. And his timing couldn't be and it couldn't be better than what it is, bro.
Yeah, he and Kendrick got a way of being able to touch on what's actually going on in the moment,
Right, right,
and make timeless music at the same exact time.
right, right. That's one of his skills. You know what I mean? Like people think that because he's not in front of the camera and he's not online, that he doesn't have his pulse to the culture or whatever that means. You know what I mean? But he'll show you, like, fam, I've been in the cut when you niggas was out there running around. Like I've been in the cut cooking, my G. And I not only do I know what's going on, I'm here to re-steer the culture in another direction with the message. You feel me? And I'm here to step the culture up with this with this artistry that I'm about to deliver and whatnot. So I definitely I see that as well. Black Star, No Fear of Time is fire. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna check that out. You know what I'm saying? Talib Kweli and my good brother Most Def. You know, one of the Most Def, in my humble opinion, one of the illest pins ever. You know what I mean? No offense to Talib Kweli. I
They
got
dropped the
caught up in
song.
his politics on Twitter and other places. His shit was like he was a woke avenger when it was, during the Trump administration and other times he was capping for like all of the shit that we don't really cap for. So I'm cool on Talib for a minute. You know what I mean? Most Def though, I fucks with him.
They just dropped the song together.
They just dropped the album, but the album didn't come out on the streaming networks. They released it through a yoga app, I believe. It was like, you know how some of these artists have exclusive deals with brands and whatnot.
Hmm.
So they released it through the brand, and then I believe that they're gonna go to the streamers maybe in a week or two.
I like that though because like that goes back to the original mixtape where
Right,
you had to buy the actual tape, or you had to buy, you had to listen for that DJ to do his mix on the
right.
radio at a certain time to actually get that premiere. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly. Like, when you said that, yeah, it really harkens back to the mixtape days because the mixtape days, it was about exclusivity. You know what I mean? It was almost NFT-ish when you think about it, because when Clue dropped, let's say that I lived in South Carolina, I'm a New Yorker, I'm down south, and I know that the shit is buzzing in New York. You know what I mean? And I know that the summertime shootout is out, and I'm like, I need to get my hands on that. This is before they was bootlegging everything. You know, like you would. They didn't have Amazon Prime back then. You feel me? Like niggas wasn't
Right.
just mailing shit to you. You would probably get in a whip and go to New York and get it. You know what I mean? Or you would pay somebody to bring it to wherever you was at. Like, yo, if you coming down south, fam, I need you to grab all of those mixtapes because we
Yeah,
need that. Like, we need that work. You know what I mean? So,
definitely. They used
yeah,
to be at the Glenwood Flea Market. I remember it used to be the selection of music used to be crazy, man. And that's how a lot of artists really broke. Like before it was, with anything before, is mass adopted, you know, you're gonna
right,
always have a more, pure connection to it. Cause like when artists started being able to just make a song, at any cost from anywhere, then you're gonna see a lot more songs come out. When
right,
anybody can just put up a playlist, you're gonna see a lot more mixtapes and DJs coming about. It opens the floodgates and allow people to create, which is always a great thing because I personally feel like nothing can really be oversaturated. It could be a lot of selections, but the real always gonna cut through. That's why in the midst of so much going on, Kendrick can just drop out of nowhere, no lead single, none of that, and he already did I think what 10 million views in less than 24 hours.
Really, I
He
didn't even
definitely
look
already
at that.
cracked. When I looked at it, it was over 2 million views, and that was like within 2 or 3 hours of the song being out. So,
Well, we could, we
as a matter
could.
of fact, I'm gonna look it up right now. I'm gonna tell y'all in
I'm
real
about to
time.
tell you, I'm on it right now.
I'm gonna tell y'all what time it
I
is.
got it, bro. Oh, we on 11 million. Hold on,
To
Damn.
this day.
my
To this
boy
day.
getting numbers. You know what I mean? And I doubt he buying views and shit. You know, because when you
I've
think
heard
of, huh?
I heard he might be doing a double album. You know how he hinted at it last
He
time, but
hinted at it, right?
it
Because
might be
Mr.
for real this time.
Morale and Big Steppers. And keep in mind, like today was Kendrick Day for me. You feel me? I went through all of the hearts. I listened to Good Kid, Mad City. I listened to Pimp a Butterfly. And then I was listening to Damn and whatnot, but I didn't get through the whole thing. And I'm like, damn, this nigga makes concept albums. He's one of the greatest of our generation when it comes to conceptualizing your album. And that's one of the things that are missing that's preventing all of the Section 80 and well, I didn't listen to the Section 80 this today. I just went through the albums. But I'm like, one of the reasons why certain people's projects are like forgettable and they don't have replay value. It's not the only reason, but they're not getting into conceptualizing their projects anymore. And it's like I don't know why not. You know what I mean? Like that's true artistry, and that's something that he's done, and he's continuing to do it. So when I look at this new project as a double disc, and I'm seeing the titles, I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be all conceptual. I can see it, and the fact that he got mad material to work off of because he's been sitting out all of these years. It's not even fair at this point. You know what I mean? Because like you were saying a minute ago, his advantage, yes, his advantage is the fact that the majority of these mainstream or legacy artists have already shot their load. You know what I mean? We're in May of 2022. Look at the last few albums that have come out. These niggas was out here betting on Jack Harlow. You niggas, I was in you niggas chat rooms. I seen you.
That's
Yeah, I
when you know it's dry.
was on Jack Harlow. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. You know what I mean? Like it got
It was
that
crazy.
bad. And niggas is
I
on
did
Jack
shows with Jack
Harlow,
Harlow
fam.
back in the day.
Huh?
I said I did shows with him like back in the day. It's crazy because you just
Who,
never
Jack
know.
Harlow?
Yeah, yep, Jack Harlow, yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
I
give
didn't
you
even
a
know though,
chance
because like at the
to.
time, it was just like I was like, okay, I see somebody on the flyer named Jack Harlow. I didn't know. So like, as time go by, you see how everything unfold. It's just kind of crazy to see how everything, play out. And
Yeah, I mean, no judgment at all. You know what I mean? Let's talk about you real quick, bro, because before you came on, I was like, for the people that are out there that may not know, my brother Slice is a legend when it comes to this music and whatnot. You know what I mean? I know you don't lead with that. You feel me? It's like if you know, you know.
if you
But
know,
you
you
was
know.
signing free bands, right?
Yeah. I had
Free bands.
I did a joint venture. You feel me? It was a situation where I had my own label and I did a joint venture with Epic. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And
Hold on. With who's L.A. Reid?
yep. I actually met him. We chopped
Okay.
it up. He fucked with me super hard. You know what I'm saying? And I was
That's
I
what's
was the
up.
youngest one over there at the time. Shit, who was over there? It was of course Future was over there. Sierra was over there. Avril Lavigne. They had Michael Jackson still on the roster.
Woo.
Uh, Cash Out. It was a bunch of motherfuckers over there, man. It was crazy.
Right.
But yeah, man. I mean, like for me, that gave me the fundamental skills I needed for the path that I'm on right now, as far as like my people skills.
Right.
Just riding it out. No matter what's going on. Just being dedicated because that music grind is very similar to the crypto because you got to really believe in yourself and believe in your team and what you're doing.
Right.
It's not as secure as other certain other career paths that's out there. You feel me? And that's what makes it exciting, and that's what makes what I do right now exciting.
Right.
Yeah,
Definitely.
like somebody knows something. They just said I had a song with Tamel. They know what's going on. For
That's
sure.
right. I mean, look, man, my the people in this audience, my network is sharp, my good brother. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
they on it.
saying? My network is sharp. You know what I mean? Like we not slacking. Um, breaking news. Breaking news. Let's go ahead and share the screen, man. We're gonna have to talk about this as well because this is something that's gonna be spoken about, I'm sure, uh, all week. All right, breaking
Breaking
news,
news.
real quick. Let me go ahead. I'm just trying to share my screen so everybody could see what's happening and whatnot. And then we're gonna get back to it. But we both in Atlanta, and this is Atlanta business. Can you share your screen by any chance? I'm trying to share my shit and it's telling me I
Let
can't.
me see. I should be able to. Yeah, it's letting me share it. Yep.
Yeah, go to Vlad and pull up the Young Thug article.
Okay, bet.
They just Rico'd him. It's the top. It should be at the top. It just came out. The article just dropped.
Uh
Right under the Kevin Samuels thing.
oh shit, here you
Yeah, right
go.
there.
Damn.
You feel me? And I wanted to have that conversation as well. So it's only, it's the market is really down right now. You feel me? It's blood on
Yeah.
the floor.
Shit.
Yeah, man.
Did it change when I changed the tab?
I got it right here. I pulled it up.
Oh, okay. Oh, let me come back.
So, as we could see from this article, Young Thug reportedly arrested in Atlanta on gang-related charges. Uh, they hitting the brother with a 56 count indictment, racketeering, and murder in Fulton County. Slime business right there. You know what I'm talking about? That's that slime business. Yeah, when it comes to the feds and this hip hop thing, no, this is something that they not playing. You know what I mean? This is popular culture at this point, and they watching. They know what's going on. There's been a lot of activity in Atlanta, allegedly. It's like an open secret in some of these places and whatnot as to what's going on with some of these rappers and their affiliations and what they're involved in, and it's but so much you could talk about what you're talking about without them people swooping down on you. You know what I'm talking about? So yeah, that part, you know what I'm saying? That part, you know. But yeah, somebody said these cats be broadcasting their business. Some of these brothers, yeah, some of their business, some of their whole persona and some of their whole marketing and their images sometimes are built off of shit that's going on in the streets. Real shit. You know what I mean? Human trafficking, guns, and drugs. That's not a good combination and whatnot. You know what I mean? I was just about to say too on today's show, that the conscious niggas is neck and neck with the rappers basically on the lockups this year because these niggas is getting locked up like rappers. You don't talk about these niggas is getting locked up like rappers and shit. So, the yard is gonna be filled with lectures and fucking freestyles these days. And I don't wish jail on nobody, but what I do know is that you know Big Mama's not playing. You know what I'm saying? There's an energy that's out here, and this energy is not playing. This is not this is a day. These the karma, the karmatic, the karma is like a boomerang these days. You have to really tread lightly and whatnot, because I'm seeing a lot of things taking place in real time. Like people are getting smacked down faster than ever before. You feel me? Faster than ever before. You know, they trying to give them the boot. Georgia is heavy on gangs. Well, shit, Georgia is heavy in gang activity. You know what I mean? It's a lot of gangs out here. It's very heavy in gang activity. The violence is real. You know, it's a lot of shit going on in Georgia, you know, not just in Atlanta. You know, we do shows and we talk about, you know, the impact of the drill culture in places like New York. You feel me? The impact of the drill culture in Chicago and other places. And, you know, that shit is beginning to have exponential, it's beginning to have an effect to whereas it's spilling over into society. You know what I mean? So, you know, somebody said LA is Pakistan right now, you know, and, you know, LA being one of the original ganglands, right? And an artist like Kendrick Lamar being a standout because of his intellect, right? An artist like Nipsey and being a standout because of where they come from, and the fact that they're able to rise above like a lotus flower and shine amongst a lot of that darkness and whatnot, you know. But some of these, you know, especially an artist like Nipsey comes right from the darkness and whatnot. So the credibility of a Nipsey versus the credibility of an artist who may not be as believable. And I use Pusha T as an example, and that's no slight to his character, none whatsoever. It's just that I don't really see, you know, when I look at Pusha T, I'm looking at an artist, somebody who is basically like a poet, you know what I mean? Who's nice with interpreting what he sees, what he may hear about, or some of the things that are on Netflix, you know, Narcos and shit like Ozark, you know. But when I see other artists, there's an aspect of their real life that I'm like, nah, this nigga spit in real life. Like he's living this shit in real time. You know what I'm talking about? As much as people may say that they don't like, oh, I don't know what Young Thug is talking about. He's talking that shit. You know what I mean? Because he's really living that shit. If you know, you know. You know what I mean? He's really living what he's talking about. And shit is really going down. You know what I mean? So, you know, one of the reasons why people gravitate to a Kendrick and why he's believable is because the fact that they know that he comes from the middle of that shit, from the muck of the mire, and he is a lotus flower. He's one of the last, you know what I mean? Because Nipsey is no longer with us. There's a lot of the brothers and sisters that, you know, that are from the hood that have succumbed to the trappings of the hood. You know, there's a gang of very intelligent, very talented brothers and sisters that you don't even know about. You don't even know their names because they couldn't make it. This good brother, he made it. You know what I mean? Good kid, Mad City. You feel me? So when he speaks or when he raps or when he shares a message and whatnot, we want to hear that shit because we know that he's plugged in. We know that he's not, you know, he's not rapping from a perspective where he's in the Hollywood Hills and he got his nose up some highfalutin shit and it's non-relatable and whatnot. We know that he's gonna give us the hood gospel. He's gonna give us the hood gospel. And we need that right now. We need the hood gospel because how much bullshit are we gonna be taking? You feel me? I don't want to be at war with people that look like me. I don't want to be at the gas station clutching the fucking the nozzle and whatnot like it's an AK because niggas is ice grilling and whatnot and looking mad thirsty and whatnot. Like I don't want to be in environments where I can't feel safe because I have children. You know what I mean? And I like going places with my children. You know what I'm talking about? And my whiz and what? I'm a family man. So I'm squared up at this point. I'm looking for places where I could chill as a family. You know what I mean? No offense to people that still want to be on a knuckle dragger shit, but you know, That's not the vibe. That's not the vibration. That's not, we in 5D right now. We moving towards a whole nother frequency. You know what I'm talking about? You know, and a lot of these brothers are at war within themselves. So the real war or the real battle is how you dealing with your demons, my nigga. How you dealing with your shadow self? How you dealing with the shit that's putting you in a position to be a knuckle dragger? How you dealing with your poverty mind state? How you dealing with your inferiority complex? You know what I mean? How you dealing with hate? You know what I'm saying? Because that's what a lot of people are suffering from. Niggas got hate on their hearts. You can't see another nigga shining because you still thinking about selling crack and whatnot. You still thinking about fucking destroying your neighborhoods and shit like that. You with us? You with us, Slice?
Yes, sir.
Brooklyn and Bronx is off the chain. I know it is.
Hey, but you know
I
what though? A
know it
lot of
is.
this is, what I see that, like this is just one perspective, but like a lot of the stuff we've been telling them to get on is kind of like a root, not the root, but a root to a lot of these issues. So like, for example, right? Robberies, you know, arguments about money, all this different shit is coming back to, you know, arguing from a place of lack,
Right.
instead of coming from a place of abundance. So, you might have some people who going through things, but they operating from a state of abundance. So they're not gonna lash out the same way. But, for the most part, they pretty much rocked us to sleep because they gave out so much money and so many people got comfortable. And I kept saying, like, yo, don't get too comfortable with this shit. Go ahead and use this as a stepping stool or figure out, what your next move gonna be, because when they pull this shit from under everybody, we're gonna see some massive cause and effect behind that. And we seeing it right now. A lot of it's playing out in the shit that's going on right now in the streets because, you know, people aren't pacified no more. And then, if you was out there busting your little jugs, a lot of them jugs dried up. So, you know, it's really gonna come back to what skill sets you got, or what product do you have to sell, what service do you have for sale, because it's not just no free money just around this motherfucker like it was. I mean, the free money that was out there, you would have had to be smart enough to position yourself to move on from there, because like I said, a lot of this shit don't last forever. And then when we talk about what was the shit called with the rent? The
Rent too damn high.
the forbearance shit. I don't even know if that's still going on, but you got a gang of people who still ain't paid rent since the pandemic started.
Oh, the rent forgiveness thing. But
Yeah.
that look, I got the articles and whatnot. And that's, I'm gonna open up when we do our thing on Sunday. And I'm showing all of that. I'm showing all of that. Like we're in a place right now where evictions are on the way up, foreclosures are up. The rent forgiveness thing, that program is over, my G. So the unemployment, that shit is over. The PP loans, they threw that in Louis, Gucci, and at the bottle girls. You feel me?
Mm.
That's where they threw it. So we're in a place where the conversations that many of us were having in 2020, and some of us going all the way back to about 2014, 15, and then some of us in like 2018 and 19 about what the digital economy, the evolution will be digitized, showing and improving that if we are going to have this mind state of hustler, or this street mind state, it's time to upgrade it. One of the best places that somebody who considers themselves a street nigga could have upgraded their hustle is in the crypto space, especially in the earlier days when the Bitcoin was going for underneath a fucking $1,000.
Let's look at today.
Because to be
Hey,
honest with
Bitcoin
you,
back down to like
I'm
thirty
sure
thousand.
I'm sure this is not a secret for the people, for the scammers or the swipers or anybody who was into the quote unquote dark web, or anybody that was into the Silk Road, or anybody who was dealing with getting numbers and whatnot, the only way that you could make transactions, I'm talking 2014, 15, I'm talking about when they had the Bitcoin ATMs in the hood, the only way that you could do transactions on the dark web was with Bitcoin. So the hood already was on this shit before it was quote unquote, it wasn't even 1% adoption. The hood already, or I'm talking about the underworld, not you niggas that consider yourselves hood because you wear your pants down and whatnot. I'm talking about people that are active and whatnot. They knew about this. They have wallets. These niggas had fucking wallets. They had Bitcoin. They were buying it from the machines and whatnot. So not just that, but the fact that cryptocurrency and the fact that this whole digital economy, this was considered to be, this shit was fringe for many years. It was considered to be fringe. It was outside of the lines of what society was on and whatnot. When you was tapping into that, you had to be somebody who was a motherfucking long range. You had to have long vision, right? You had to be patient. This is what the streets prepare you for, to be able to sit on some bread, to be patient, to have long vision, to play the long game, not just a short game, to play the long game and be like, yo, I'm in this shit for 5 years. And if the shit don't turn over, I'm not going to be homeless. I'm not going to be broke and whatnot. I'm going to be sitting on something. I'm going to stack my little bread and whatnot. That's how
they go back to what we were just talking about earlier when I said, you never, no matter what you're getting into, you never make that your only source of income. Times a day, like the way things are, in the days that we're in right now, man, you cannot just have one source of income, even if you make a lot of money from that shit. Always have multiple sources of income. Let one source of income or let one investment hedge the other. Never put all your eggs in one basket.
Is that not a street rule?
Real shit. Real shit.
I got brown. I got white. I got
to this day.
The same damn.
I got green. I got brown. I got white. You put your cup runneth over, and then you spill it into another cup that runneth over, and then you spill it into another cup that runneth over. Right?
Fractals.
Right. You know what I'm talking about? So when we look into this space, the many different income streams that have opened up over time, that's giving investors, whether you're low level investors or if you're a motherfucking shark or a whale, that's giving individuals the opportunity to diversify and to put their eggs in different baskets. Okay, boom, I'm on crypto first. All right, that shit is booming. I got shit coins is going crazy. My altcoins is going bananas. Oh shit, there's something called what? NFTs? Oh, that's popping. Oh, they got what? Bored apes? Oh, crypto punks? Oh, these are projects. They got white papers attached to them. Let me read that shit because I know about white papers because I read Satoshi Nakamoto's and what I know I know that's how this thing works. There's roadmaps. Oh, let me check that out. Boom. Then something called DeFi comes along. Oh, decentralized financing. Are you serious? You mean to tell me that I could take this cryptocurrency, this Bitcoin that I'm sitting on, and then I could stake that shit, I could compound it, it could grow? What do you mean? You mean I could borrow against it? Oh shit lit. So as time went on, different pots or different quote unquote opportunities began to present themselves. Different windows begin to open up, right? So for people that are in these spaces, this is how they became insanely rich over a short amount of time because they were 10 toes in, right? For those that we got students who was following the workshops that we started with you, Slice, all the way in 2020. These niggas is up right now. No you know cap. What I'm talking about? They learned the game. They invested in the information. They invested in the knowledge. They took that shit and they ran with it. And they continuously fed themselves. They popped up at the conventions. They were following certain people on Twitter. They was getting advice from the likes of you on the Discord. They was tapped into Chicago Crypto Bully and they came up. You know what I'm talking
I'm
about?
gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you
So
something. I'm gonna tell you something real, bro. Like anytime I would come to any lectures y'all had or any classes from y'all, like, and this me personally, I can't speak for everybody else. I would study before I would even come. Like, the level of preparation it takes to really, get where you want to get. It's
right,
important to, go into things intentional. So like, I would pull up intentionally, knowing I just spent, possibly a whole week straight every single day cramming a certain type of information just to prepare to learn something. You know what I
mm,
mean? And
right.
that's why, I get the results I get because, I'm going into it knowing what I want to get out of it. And then the things that I didn't expect to get out of it come along with that. And, it just opens up the doors to learn so much more. So
Right.
anything, for anybody listening, if you're going to get a class from any of us, or if you're going to listen to any lectures, or if you're going to come to any events that we got in person, prepare yourself before you come. You don't want to ask a question and then you getting, you update me about that, some time down the line and you didn't do anything to put action towards it. Like, it's cool to have the answers, but the action is what makes it what it is. You feel me? The follow up.
That's what I'm saying, because a lot of us got the answers. A lot of us could articulate shit that we hear. We could parakeet it. Some of us are very book smart and whatnot. But when it comes to applying what it is that you heard, the minute you hear that shit, I'm talking about as soon as class is over, you might be online doing your research until the motherfucking sun comes out. And then you take a nap. You know what I mean? In these spaces, you don't necessarily sleep. You take naps. And then
Yeah.
you pop back up, you refresh yourself, and you get right back on it. you know, and you'll see the results. You begin to see the results. And like Slice was saying, as you find yourself in this space, then it's a whole ecosystem. It's hard to explain how shit just starts happening. You might meet a person on Twitter. Somebody might follow. You might hear a name by somebody else on Clubhouse. And then you go and look that person up. You inbox them or DM. Boom. And then bow, you got a new relationship that you forming with a total stranger, but they're enthusiastic that you're enthusiastic and they're sharing information with you and you could share information with them. So we're in a brand new place. I call this the beginning of the gold rush. This is a whole gold rush out here. And the gold rush is never going to necessarily dry up like that. So the market that we're in right now, the market that we see right now, we've been here before. You could go and backtrack some of the shows that I've done with Slice throughout the years and whatnot, going from 2020 up to right now. We've had multiple shows in the bear market and shit, it's never stayed the same. You know what I'm talking about? It's never stayed the same. It was only an opportunity to do what? Get your motherfucking bread and go ahead and buy the dip when the shit is what it is and whatnot. And then when it goes back up, you got your bread. I mean, this is rinse and repeat. It's not hard. Bitcoin died about how many times? How many graves? How many goddamn tombstones does it have? Multiple tombstones. It's been dying since the shit launched in '08. So do not fall for the okie doke. Don't listen to the mainstream media, Kramer and all of these weirdos and whatnot. They're not going to tell you what the fuck we're going to tell you. They're not going to tell you what to do. They're going to allow you to panic because these whales and these quote unquote institutions, these quote unquote rich Europeans who do not want you in that space to begin with because they're late to the party. They're never going to tell you what you need to know because they don't want you there in the first place. They want all of the Bitcoins. They want to snatch things up. And while there's a limited supply of Bitcoin as it is, so by the shit going to 30,000 right now, do you think that Blackstone and these other people are not finna pull up with a few B's and snatch the rest of the fucking supply? So what are we seeing? Right, with the young thug shit, they locked my little nigga 42 Doug up and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? They're snatching everybody. The only nigga that's gonna be out here at fucking Rolling Loud is gonna be Tekashi. You know what I mean? When it's all said and done, they're taking everybody. It's Tekashi and Taylor Swift is gonna be left. So what it's showing you is that the streets is a fucking trap. Yeah, they're gonna. Yeah, you know, because the mind state of a knuckle dragger is, oh, well, they took the competition. Now I'm gonna just blow up. You know what I mean? I'm gonna replace these niggas, nigga. That's no. There's no more hip hop police. It's the federales, okay, who are surveilling. They're listening. They. You know, you niggas is saying it in your
Hey,
rhymes.
look, with the help of the fans and
Huh?
social media, I said, with the help of the fans and social media,
With the help of the fans on social media. If somebody gets clipped, I go right to YouTube and read the comments. I don't need to. I don't need to do no investigation. They break cases on YouTube in the comment section meticulously, and then don't let the white boys who be doing trap lore and all of them to be doing the videos. When they come out with the 2-hour documentary on shit, they break everything down. They tell you who shot who at what time, what block, who they was beefing. They
Hey,
saw
what interview they always reference in the middle of those shits too? What interviews they always go back to?
Vlad TV. How
Every
about that?
time. Now, if I'm not mistaken, what's the proper word for that shit? I Lil Wayne had to do the shit. You know what I'm talking about? Where
A deposition.
yeah, I think that's what it is. That's what all his interviews look like.
Right. It's debriefing. It's a debriefing.
Yep.
Right. Vlad allows you to sit there and have a debriefing. When they lock niggas up and bring them in those interrogation rooms, to be honest with you, it's really a debriefing. They're not interrogating you. They're really debriefing you because at the end of the day, you work for them. You're doing their job. You are part and parcel to the motherfucking government in the private prison industry. You are part and parcel to the pharmacopoeia industry, right? You work for them. You pushing peas, my nigga. Do you think the same people at Pfizer and these places that was pushing the jab, you mean you don't think that they behind the Fetty? You don't think that they behind that white girl flooding the hood? There's but so much. I've seen about 1,000 Vlad TV interviews for research purposes. There's about 3 of them niggas resisted telling on themselves. 3. They don't leave nothing to memory. You know what I mean? When I see that he snagged somebody for an interview, I'm like, yes, here we go. First 48. These niggas finna tell on themselves. You didn't even wait for a Netflix documentary. You know what I mean? I mean, what is the end game when you sit in front of Vlad? Do you think you're gonna get a book deal, my nigga? Like, what do you think? You're gonna get booked and dealt with by the feds because that's what they're gonna play in court. I don't care if it's 10 years later. No Jumper, Vlad TV, and now there's another little nigga who's out there interviewing people and letting them just spill their guts and whatnot. So what the fuck do you think the streets have for you? What do you think that the street life is going to give you at the end of the day?
You know what's crazy to me, bro? That I just thought about.
Yes.
This nigga don't even be in the room when he interviewed these folks, bro. Like
he be on the screen.
On the screen, bro.
That's a deposition. That is an interrogation, right? And an interrogation. I mean, remember the good cop, bad cop, where the niggas be behind the mirror, the 2-way mirror. They be like, "All right, brother, you come in and you lean on them. You know you fucked up now, right? Wait, Bill Duke, not you know you fucked up now, right? Wait, you know you fucked up now. They don't even got to do that no more. These niggas is looking at the white man pop up on 100-inch fucking HD screen and whatnot, and they're shitting their pants and they're telling on themselves.
Gladly.
So I'm like, the streets is over, my niggas. How many people? I got an article that said about my number might be off, but if my memory serves me correct, it said in a month of March and April, about somebody give me the proper number so I could say that, but there was so many people quitting their jobs. They call it the great resigning. The great resigning is taking place right now. Huh? People are quitting their jobs. Yes, white underbelly, but they don't be having the rappers and whatnot. They be having like fiends and prostitutes and like meth heads and shit like that. You know, oh yeah, Say Cheese TV. There you go. Say Cheese TV. Niggas gonna listen to this and go run and watch it. Vlad, you know, don't waste y'all time. Y'all got better things to do with your lives. We watch the filth so you don't have to. You know what I mean? Do not waste your time. Vlad is not in the room. Vlad is not in the room. Vlad is talking to the majority of them niggas from a screen. If you know any of the people that Vlad interviewed, you could ask them. He's not even in the room. If he shows up, that means he really wants to bag you, my niggas. He really wants your ass to go down. He don't be in the room.
Questions he asks you. Ain't no way in hell he gonna ask you them questions right. He's sitting right there. I mean, he will, but like
right. But if you dug out, if you got that life, you might pop up and eat his food. He's like, you can't hurt me behind the screen, and he's probably paying these niggas to tell on themselves.
And the coldest part about it is it ain't no edits. So all that body language, icon, all that you talking about 2-3 hours straight of your natural reactions on camera.
Right. So the great resign, the great resignation is 4.52 million people resigned. So 4.5 million people resigned just last month. Not unemployed, not lost their jobs. They was like, you could take this shit and shove it. So we have a lot of people that are out here. I don't know if they all became entrepreneurs and whatnot, or they went to OnlyFans, because we are in what is known as the quote unquote creator economy. We are in the passion economy. Motherfucking Bad Barbie, catch me outside, right? Her name is Bad Barbie. She made $50+ million last year on OnlyFans. Nah, he shows up for Boosie. He shows up for Boosie. Let's be clear. He'll be there for Boosie and whatnot. And when Lord Jamar was there, he was in the room. But after Lord Jamar interviews, though, they ready to pop off on him. That nigga's behind the screen.
Hey, I fought with the Lord Jamar interviews. That's originally what made me even start watching Vlad TV.
That's right. And it was off of Lord Jamar's energy. And Lord Jamar was the bridge that brought all of these other niggas who wanted to be the new Lord Jamar. So even though Lord Jamar bounced and whatnot, he still left the vacuum. It's hard to explain, but it's a nigga mentality that even if you stop fucking with a nigga, it's like they're not, you know, the rest of our people, we don't have that type of unity. We're going to be like, well, we don't fuck with him either. We'll be like, oh, well, yeah, I'm gonna be the new Lord Jamar. I could use the exposure, because the exposure is something that you cannot pay for. Everybody wants to be seen in the attention economy. Everybody wants to be stopped in the airport. Yo, I saw you on Vlad. Yo, I saw you on Vlad. I don't know if niggas is getting booked more. I don't know if it's making niggas go platinum and whatnot. I don't know if it's making they bag bigger, but somehow, some way, they feel like they need to be on that couch in order to, and that's how you could tell that the game is in such a fucked up predicament, why we need a Kendrick to come along. You know what I'm talking about? Why we need a Kendrick and people of that quote unquote stature and whatnot, because it's like, you know, what the fuck, what else we got left with? Yeah. So Bad Barbie is making more than athletes, actors, definitely rappers, right?
By tapping in, still like 16 or some shit, ain't it?
I believe that she became legal. That's the only way that she was able to hop on the app. But she's freshly legal, my nigga.
Yeah, I was gonna say she probably been legal for like what, a year or some shit.
She's Kylie Jenner, nigga. She's freshly legal.
Man.
She was freshly legal. And I think the day she turned her age, she popped up on that bitch, and these niggas went crazy. You know what I mean? I don't know why. And I'm not gonna get on my Kevin Samuels right now. I don't know why, but it is what it just tells you, a telltale sign about where these niggas, where society is in their proclivities.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So when we talk about the digital economy and when we talk about the evolution will be digitized and whatnot, we're not just saying that because it sounds good. We're saying that as an alternative. we are not of the ilk of people who consider themselves to be conscious, and we just want to, I just want to talk to the ancestors, and I'm just giving it up to them, and because we're going to be, I'm just giving my blessings to the ancestors, and I don't want anything in this world and whatnot, nothing, no, nigga, that's not the conversation that we're having. We're talking about upward mobility, upward trajectory, being able to measure ourselves from when we first started in this shit to where we are right now, being able to see ourselves in 2010 and being like, what we on right now in 2022? We can't be in the same places. So we still have to be able to conquer this dimension if we are quote unquote masters of this universe, if we're masters of our destiny, if we can utilize the technology in the quote unquote digital world to advance the things that it is that we are doing, because we on motherfucking we on a live right now. You understand? This is the digital world right here. This is not something that the fucking ancestors, Marcus Garvey wasn't going live with Booker T, nigga. Like they wasn't able to do things like this. You know what I'm talking about? This is cutting edge. When I did the roll call, people from around the world is tapping in. I'm broadcasting the same way that the fucking Dan Rather was broadcasting on the news. But this is new media, right? This is the digital economy right here. There's people that are making quote unquote millions of dollars off of the YouTube platform, off of automation. They got channels where niggas is just showing you flowers and fucking cats, my nigga, and making mad money. There's an 8-year-old who's one of the biggest content creators, and this little nigga's just unboxing toys. It's different. It's different. So in the day and time that we live in, we need options. We have to be creative. We have to look at the quote unquote we have to be able to read the room and pay attention to what the fuck is going on around us and figure out our wiggle room, because these windows don't stay open for long.
Nah, spot on with that, bro.
They don't stay open for long.
Very time sensitive with certain
Matrix upgrades itself. It's not gonna it's like with anything that's sweet and whatnot. How long is a lick gonna remain a lick before you get to the middle, my nigga? Licks ain't licks forever. You know?
Here goes some more breaking news. Here's why Coinbase's global stock plummeted over 40% in April. Check this out. What happened? Shares of cryptocurrency trading platform Coinbase Global NASDAQ coin plummeted 40.6% in April, according to the data provided by S&P Global Market Intelligence. This was far worse than the 8.8% decline for the S&P 500 and even worse than the hefty 17.9% drop for Bitcoin, a good proxy for the cryptocurrency space as a whole. It seems most investors will still doubt that the crypto market has long-term upside and also doubt that Coinbase is the best positioned player for this space. Coinbase's stock is now down 70%, almost 70% from its all-time high in 2021. Now, what's crazy is I also seen some about, the users on their new NFT platform they launched that everybody was saying, it's going to have a lot of users, it's going to be great for NFTs.
Right, they don't got no users.
None, less than 2,000.
Right.
That's horrible. I got more than that.
That's terrible, my nigga.
I got more than that.
My Discord got more users than goddamn Coinbase NFTs got at the marketplace. That's horrible. Somebody asked what happened to the super chat. There never was a super chat. I don't even know what a super chat is. You know what I mean? We do cash apps.
I was gonna say super chat at the bottom, scrolling. That's the super chat.
Huh?
I said that's the super chat at the bottom. That cash app.
There you go, right there. That's the super chat.
The super chat.
One of the reasons they demonetized this channel in goddamn 2010, probably. Like you late to the party. You wasn't here when we was when we was on our Khalid Muhammad, my nigga. Like Google, Insta, they done had enough of us a long time ago. You know what I mean? The
Hey,
shit
see,
that we've been able to do in these spaces. This
that go
is off
back
of
to when we were talking
sheer.
about with Web
We
3.
pushed our way into the building. They been wanted us going and whatnot, but they can't get rid of us. Okay, they can't get rid of us.
They can't stop immutable posts, immutable pages, Web 3.0 social media, Web 3.0 social networking. You know,
Right,
it's different. You know, because
right,
it's
which is
connected to
right
the
around the
wallet
corner.
now.
You know what I mean? So the Cash App is Stream Chasers. That's with a Z at the end, Stream Chasers. And I appreciate everybody's contribution to the platform. That's the way that this thing remains, what it is, up and running. But at the end of the day, we take care of ourselves over here, and we don't depend on anybody. Unfortunately, that's just the way that we've been built. That we have to depend on ourselves and whatnot, because these institutions like these platforms, they don't make it easy. What's up with all of these rappers getting RICO charges? It goes back to the conversation that we was having a minute ago, that the hip hop police was a program that ended. I'm not gonna say that it ended with Tekashi, but it ended. It definitely the Tekashi 6ix9ine with him going states and whatnot on that signified the ending of that era for real, for real. So the new hip hop police are the federales, and the way that you take down these quote unquote organizations and keep them down is with the RICO, with surveillance. The thing with this Young Thug situation, he got knocked for something in 2013. I don't even think he was signed back then. I don't even think that he was signed back then. Why are rappers committing crimes though? Thank you for asking that question. Let's run through it. I'm from New York City, right? After Bobby Shmurda popped out, right? 2014. That was a Crip. That's a Crip gang, right? Every single artist after that, and it might be somebody before him, but every single artist after that who started getting spins on the radio and who came out of New York and popped off was a gang member. Okay, so because of the situation in New York City and whatnot, where the gangs started to really take over in street life, club life, nightlife, and shit like that, the artists that came out of those. So you got Casanova, right? 2 times. That's a blood. Cardi B popped off. That's a blood. You had Pop Smoke pop off. That's a Crip. You had Young M.A.D D. That's a blood, right? So these are all gang affiliated artists, and they're openly affiliated. They're not hiding shit. You know what I mean? They're like, yo, I'm repping these gangs and whatnot. That in it of itself is a RICO charge. So now you got the rappers, and they got, we ain't talking about an entourage. We talking about a gang. We talking about a whole set. So at the end of the day, what you think? A whole set got to eat. They in a strip club throwing money. They not really getting money like that in New York. New York is not Atlanta. New York ain't some of the places where money is just flowing through the streets. Whatever you eat, nigga, you got to kill. You know what I'm talking about? So they pushing pills. The scamming shit popped off, like I was talking about earlier with the swipers and whatnot. That's when a lot of people got put onto Bitcoin all the way back in the days and whatnot. So they start scamming. They start hustling. Now the whole sex thing, sex trafficking and whatnot. You know what I mean? You could get money selling box online and whatnot, backspace and shit like that. These niggas started racketeering, and they started getting into federal mandated crimes. These are all, you taking women across state lines and shit like that. You shipping women out. You fucking with the Fetty and whatnot. You fucking with heroin. You moving bricks. You know what I'm saying? All of these things to keep up with Instagram culture. All of these things to be the next BMF. All of these things to motherfucking, to be that nigga and ring bells in the town, because Big Meech and them niggas set the motherfucking trend, right? So now you doing it in the eyes of your record label, you doing it in the eyes of the feds, you doing it in the eyes of your fans. And like I said, everybody's telling your business in the YouTube comments anyway. So everybody's in a pot. And the feds, they decide to cherry pick who they want to grab. They could grab everybody right now because they probably got dirt on everybody because they listening to your calls. They know the lingo. They got snitches already working inside of your operation.
And
They know
the whole social media.
tell, huh?
I said now the social media doing their job for them. You know what's crazy, man? I look at social media as a well, not all social media. I look at some of the more popular social media platforms as just databases that we openly, agree to volunteer our information with or
They
thoughts.
all databases because
It's
data is the new
databases.
oil, right?
Huh?
Data is the new oil.
Yep.
So they got Palantir, right? That's the whole thing that Peter Thiel, who's part of the PayPal mafia, Palantir is the artificial intelligence, quote unquote, police program. They have what's the other one that Snowden talked about, where they was able to tap into your phone and take all of that. I'm talking about they was going deep with the motherfucking surveillance. What's the name of that program? It's a crazy program that the Israelis and all of them use for espionage, blackmail, and all kind of shit. You know what I mean, Jeff? The shit goes deep, bro. The shit goes deep. I promise you. The WAC 100 on the WAC 100 extortion shit by having sex tapes and whatnot. That's the tip of the iceberg. That's the tip of the iceberg. These people got mad dirt all over each Pegasus. Yes, it's the Pegasus system. These people be having mad dirt on other people. But the feds and the motherfucking what they call the rat line and whatnot, some people call it the deep state. They play dirty. Everybody's in bed with each other. So the gang members, some of the top tier gang niggas are definitely in bed with the feds. You saw that with Whitey Bulge in the movie Departed with Jack Nicholson, where he was a triple agent. This nigga was a triple agent. You see the shit with Jeff Epstein, where he was basically blackmailing everybody with the sex tapes and everything. Jeff Epstein was doing what WAC 100 was doing. Jeff Epstein is a higher level WAC 100. He was moving and shaking through Hollywood based off of the fact that he had motherfucking dirt on everybody. So you gonna let that he gonna skip the line and get through VIP house, but let that nigga in, let him in. Okay, you want bottles? Okay, I will set him up. You know what I mean? That's how he was moving. That's how a lot of them is moving. So this shit is crazy. Shit is crazy. This shit is crazy. You do not want to get caught up in that wicked ass game. And I was even on Instagram, I was asking a question. Give me the name of 3 melanated people who we sent to Hollywood and came back and they wasn't Holly weird. Niggas gave me Omar Epps and like one more name and whatnot, but that was about it. They said Denzel and Omar Epps. Denzel is the go-to man. You know what I mean? Everybody is putting their eggs in that basket, and I'm like, man, he been in there too long. Even though he married to a beautiful sister and whatnot, I'm not putting my eggs in the Denzel basket. Not to say that he got dirt on him and he's Holly weird, but there's something going on in the mountains of Hollywood where they flipping niggas like fucking pancakes, and nobody comes out of there untouched and unscathed with their, nobody, niggas is not coming out of their alpha. I don't see it. Either you getting clipped in LA or you getting extorted, or these people are doing something strange and niggas is not the same person when they get up out of there and whatnot. And we got to see them on milk cartons. Where are they now? And unsung and shit like that. And they was doing it to generations before us. So, there's opportunities galore outside. But one of the opportunities that we are focusing on, that we're highlighting on right now, is a crypto space. You don't got to leave your house if you don't want to. You could be a digital nomad. You could be in Thailand. You could be in fucking Bora Bora. You could be in Cancun, my nigga. You could be wherever you want as long as you got Wi-Fi or a hotspot, nigga. You don't got to be weird. You don't have to be around weirdos. You don't got to do something strange for a piece of change. All you have to do is have a sharp mind and a good heart, because if your heart is bad, my nigga, you might get, you know what I'm saying? They could Kevin Samuels you with these dips. How did Ice Cube make his first 3 albums and still have a career? He started doing kid movies, my nigga. Are we there yet? And all of that. He didn't continue on his militancy after those 3 albums. He piped that shit down. He started doing fucking kid-friendly movies. You know what I'm talking about? He tucked his tail a little bit, you know what I mean? And then he got up out of there. So you could be a day trader. You could fuck with the Forex. You could fuck with the crypto. You an artist, you can fuck with the NFTs. You not an artist, go meet one. You know what I'm talking about? Go bag one from the bar, nigga. Have her work for you or have him work for you. Y'all could be a team and whatnot. You could get into blockchain technology while it's still early. You could invest in so many things. You could be a lean investor and whatnot. You could hop on and be a lean investor. You could take a DeVry course, my nigga, or one of these online courses on how to be a motherfucking Web3 developer. It might take you a few years, or if you can adapt quicker, you could get certified and whatnot and get to the motherfucking bag if that's what it's all about. But what I'm saying about this new digital economy, I don't give a fuck how many people try to paint it with a brush. The niggas that be trying to paint it with the paintbrush are painting it like that because they not in the space. You don't see that? You don't realize what that is? The misery love company. They just want you to be missing the motherfucking ball like they did. They missed the train, the plane, and the motherfucking you know what I mean? They missed the helicopter. So they mad and they coming up with, oh, that shit ain't nothing, ain't about nothing. Yeah, okay, whatever. Okay. You continue doing what the fuck you do, but it is something, because I seen the results. And I seen people who got on the train mad early and they resulted the fuck up. You know what I mean? It's real. Don't listen to what Rick Ross was saying, talking about where the crypto people at. Nigga, I'm not going to see Rick Ross at his mansion with my crypto money when you with the Carol City thugs and whatnot. Nigga, crack money and dope money and crypto don't mix. They don't got no business with each other. No offense to Rick Ross and whatnot, but we not in it. You selling Bel Air and you doing what you doing. You got wing stops and all of that. You're not in the same fucking lane as the crypto people. That's the different conversation. And to be honest with you, who's really trying to put their face out there and be like, yeah, I'm sitting on 50 Bitcoins and what? Niggas is getting tied up for their keys and what? They following niggas home. Like, you got to be anonymous. You got to be anonymous in this shit. You got to move you have to move very stealth because the stakes is still high. Like Slice was saying, money done dried up everywhere around us. You just can't be flaunting and flossing and putting all of your earnings out. Nah, nigga, from where?
Yeah,
from where?
This blockchain, you can't take it back. It's permanent. Like I always say,
Permanent.
you only get one chance to fuck up on the blockchain.
Right. So that's a trap. Don't fall for that. Just to be taking pictures with this nigga because he got new teeth and whatnot. I'm good, bro. Continue doing what you doing, boss. You know what I mean? And leave that alone, because that's not your lane. That's like me saying, yo, where all the coke dealers at? Where Rick Ross, where's all of that coke money that you was talking about, nigga? Because we know that. Where's all them bricks at? Pull it out. Like, what? What are you talking about? So What I would suggest is that, you know, especially if you're young and you got time on your hands, you don't got mad children and whatnot, and all of these bills breathing down your neck. If you have the opportunity, if you in your mama's basement, my nigga, and you have the time, you should be learning about the new languages that are being spoken in this new world and whatnot. Okay? HTML. What are some of the other languages, Slice, that people could get into for development and whatnot?
You can get into C++, Python,
C++, Python,
JavaScript, which is what
JavaScript,
Web3 will be on. Solidity.
programming
What else?
coins.
It's a bunch of different programming languages, but those are some of the ones you can get into right now that'll build your main infrastructures like websites, dApps,
Right.
games, exchanges, things of that sort. You can build all that with those programming languages we just said just now. Smart contracts,
Right.
direct mints from NFTs, all of that.
Right. You said blockchain sounds like slavery rhetoric because it is. I mean, you know, it could be. Remember, and this is something that we'll also talk about on Sunday. This shit is a two-edged sword. You know what I mean? When the government adopts it, you know, and they because they're in that state right now for adopting shit because they, it's the same mentality behind guns don't kill people, people kill people. Okay? So when it comes to this technology, it depends on who's using it. They're going to use it to their advantage. And the government's advantage is definitely going to be the blockchain, a chain around your motherfucking ankles. Your ass would be on an auction block if they had it their way. So if they had it their way, they're on an open ledger, which is the blockchain. They're going to have all of their motherfucking subjects on the blockchain. They're going to be able to see as all of your transactions, all of your motherfucking whatever charges that you got, all of that will be accessible, and it might even be open for the public. That's when they get to it. What we are attempting to do before that happens, which would eventually come very soon as they adopt the technology, but prior to them regulating this shit and adopting it, who the fuck was out here with the bullhorn telling our people, get in front of this shit, get in front of it, because like everything else, once you behind them, you're gonna eat their exhaust. Whatever the fuck they say, you're gonna fall in line with it because you see them as the authority figures. But those that are sovereign minded, they was talking that sovereign shit. You know what I mean? That was wasting a lot of people's time, huffing and pumping and bumping their gums about sovereignty and being their own benefactor and being able to decide their own motherfucking reality and whatnot. The tools dropped out of the sky like manna. And what did you niggas do with it? I would say the Chicago crypto bully is the most advanced Moor on the planet right now when it comes into this space.
To this day.
You know what I mean?
To this day.
He's an advanced Moor, but he's living out the Moorish dream and whatnot that millions of Moors should have been living out as well. Motherfuckers should have been building the same way that Brother Ben X and how y'all let the Nation of Islam beat y'all out and buy land and develop it. You was the niggas that started the whole conversation about land and sovereignty and whatnot. Y'all let Ben X beat you. What the fuck? You know what I'm talking about? You let the nation beat you niggas, and now they got 400 fucking acres, and the Moors are still arguing about that. Nah, we not black. They stuck in the loop soup. And yes, the rappers are mad because they didn't onboard when Nipsey and Nas was telling them to onboard. So I never want to hear from a fucking rapper and whatnot, because to be honest with you, they could have been buying up the Bitcoin back in 2015, 2014. Nas, will.i.am, and motherfucking Nip been trying to put these ignorant ass niggas on, and they shunned them. Now they want to act like, now they out here rug pulling and whatnot, and being whores for NFT projects when they could have been owners. Don't fall for the BS. These are entertainers. Listen to the music, do the TikTok challenge, and keep it moving. These are not fucking leaders and whatnot. They don't have no fucking stance. They don't have no horse in this race, and they cannot stand and say a fucking thing. You know what I mean? They cannot. They don't have no. They can't. No. Fuck out of here. Get out of here. You know what I'm talking about? You niggas is customers at the end of the day. Fuck out of here. I'm not going for that one. You niggas is not going to interrupt what the fuck we got going on with your rhetoric. These niggas are not even rapping about it the right way. You know what I mean? Shout out to Money Man. But other than that, these niggas are really living in the 80s still. They still talk about coke.
To this day. To this day.
Crack. While Nas is cashing out from Ring, fucking Coinbase, he's running circles around these niggas. So they in a jelly bag. They not gonna admit it. They jelly. You know somebody that was a Bitcoin bully knocked down Rick Ross, one of his whores and whatnot. That's why he's talking out the side of he's talking out the back of the hamburger meat and whatnot. He's mad. He's mad. They want you to sell crack. They want you to gang bang. They want you to drill the fucking block. They want you to sell box. That's what they want you to do. They want you to continue to thirst trap on the gram. They want you to be subjects. That's what the rappers really want, so they could be comfortable showing off their fucking designer and looking down. They punching down on you niggas. And you niggas will not admit that. You just let that shit happen while you nigga, let me do my TikTok and try to keep up. No. No. They're punching down. They see you as peons. There is a handful of them who came to help, and they executed most of them in front of us. Facts. And niggas ain't do nothing. When the police was turning up and drilling niggas, they didn't do nothing. They went marching. They was working on their calves and whatnot. They aligned themselves with the fucking LBGT, goddamn Black Lives Matter, and they finessed the whole hood.
To this day.
They finessed the whole hood. They finessed the world, my nigga, and nobody said nothing. And they told you to vote for Joe Biden and Kamala the cat.
To this day. To this day.
Selling out the culture, giving away the culture, not fighting for the culture, not standing up for the culture, not even getting wealthy off of the culture. These are whores. And they pens, they don't even have, they pen game is not even what it used to be. They recycling old rhymes and whatnot. They don't have the thirst. You know what I'm saying? Fuck out of here. I wish I would. I wish I would. These are whores. Industry whores. Attention whores. These are whores of their check signers and whatnot. You saw Meek Mill bunny hopping?
To this day. To this day.
You seen it and you just forgot about it. You seen it. You seen them bunny hopping around billionaires. You know what? If nigga, that was a mating call. You know what I'm talking about? That's real moist, my nigga. That was a mating call. You know what I'm talking about? If a shorty was bunny hopping around the gang and whatnot, what you think about to happen? It's going down. You'll find her on Pornhub, nigga. If she start bunny hopping around the gang, what do we have here? What do we have here? You know what I'm talking about? That was it. Once I saw that, it was over. I'm done. These niggas is hoes. You know what I'm talking about? Fake money. They not that smart. They not that sharp. They not spreading no consciousness. They not empowering the little guys under them with information. Just give us information. We don't want none of your fucking we don't want none of your little trinkets, nigga. We don't want your fucking play money. You know what I mean? Give us information. They didn't give nobody no real information. You know what I mean? The information that we got through the rappers was in the 90s, through the golden era, when man like Nas and the Wu-Tang Clan, when they was spitting facts and whatnot that was backed up by the teachings of the nations of God and earth, and a little bit of that Nubian shit sprinkled in there and whatnot. They was feeding our minds and our brains a little bit back then. And of course, during the mixtape eras, you had to incorporate the drug bars and then switch them over to where your mind was at. Like, all right, this nigga selling coke, I'm selling t-shirts. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna equate it like that. But they not feeding us. They don't love us. They don't love us. And Nipsey and all of them would tell you that. That's what they were subtly saying to the people. These niggas don't love us. So we're in a great space. The evolution will be digitized. Nobody, like, think about it. Back in the days, if I needed to feed my family, I had to go and get hired, right? I had to go and bust my ass for a job, right, Slice? Back in the days, if you wanted to get on and whatnot, you probably had to get signed and shit. Like, yo, I can't really, instead of selling these mixtapes, I could go get signed to a label, sign a contract. If I want to go work corporate America, I sign a contract. If I wanted to go make a movie, I go to Hollywood, I sign a contract, get an agent. Steve Harvey showed the game how all of their hands is in our pockets to the point where you just walking away with about 20% of your fucking check. But now, with the digital economy and with these platforms and with digital streaming platforms, I could go ahead and shoot a movie on a small budget in a place like Atlanta where there's mad videographers, a lot of talent and whatnot, and the scenery is there. Then I could shot that shit to Netflix or the other 20 other digital streaming platforms, get a motherfucking check when they buy it, voila, gangs nigga, and then I'm back on making more movies and whatnot. And then by my 5th movie, don't fuck around and let me get nominated for something and my name start rising up, I'm a boss. You could shoot a movie on an iPhone. That's right, Diamond Hands, off the 13 Pro. My thoughts on rap battle culture. Shit, that's probably the only fucking culture left that I fuck. You know what I mean? That might be the only thing that I rock with, hard body like that, and that's even in jeopardy and whatnot. But I love they still have integrity intact. The skill set is still very high. They have great storylines. I've been following these niggas since fucking back in the days when they was battling in barbershops and all of that. The conspiracy charge stems from alleged incident. This is the Young Thug situation right here, y'all. The conspiracy charge, they hit him with conspiracy, right? And it occurred in January the 24th, 2013. We're in 2022, family. So 9 years ago, they snatched him up. They snatched him up for some shit that happened 9 years ago. So you mean to tell me the feds was watching Young Thug for 9 years, 10 years? Right? So all of that, this shit gonna look crazy in court. They're gonna be like, look, when they wipe their nose, that means they gonna kill a nigga. You know what I mean? Slap, slime language and whatnot. They're gonna decode all of that. If they've been watching them that long, they got them putting on dresses, leotards. You know what I mean? The surveillance is showing them in a bra. You know what I mean? They're gonna pull all of that out. And like I said, the ill thing about this vacuum that happens is once they pluck one person out, they're going to fill it up with 5 more. The same when they pluck Tekashi out of New York, Pop Smoke rose up. The Blickies rose up. And then they start going to war. And then once Pop Smoke got killed, the niggas in the Bronx, what's his name? K Flock and them rose up. And the other niggas in the Bronx rose up. Then they start going to war. Then they locked up K Flock. Then another crop of niggas rose up. This shit is like mushrooms, my nigga. It's like fungi. Okay? It's like fungi. So if the feds get you, right? This ain't the state, my niggas. I'm like homegirl who be doing Esquire TV. Let's do a fucking lawyer speaks, okay? This is not the state, okay? This is the feds. And once the feds get you, the feds got you, nigga. You know what I mean? If they gonna come and swoop on you, that means that somebody done either turned state, okay? Because wasn't he at war with the other nigga, homie, what's his name? YFN, what's his name? He's in jail for murder himself. So everybody is cleaning each other up in the streets. If they're not getting bodied, they going into the Fed. The feds is like, the feds is like the gold room right now. The feds is like fucking the feds is like the tunnel, my nigga. So many rappers is locked up in that bitch. You got Pooh Shiesty, 42 Doug, like the feds, YFN Lucci. They had a whole war. How do I know? It's on YouTube. The white boys giving you all of the information.
To this day.
The baby Vlads is giving you all of the information. I saw the whole fucking, I seen the whole Netflix series on YouTube. It's about an hour and change, nigga. I know everything. You know what I'm talking about? So if I know everything, them boys know everything. It's an open secret. The property value in the hoods plummeting, right? While these niggas is out here drilling each other and then getting re-gentrified at the same time. Niggas you can't even afford to live in the inner cities of Atlanta, even with the gang wars going in. This shit crazy, bro. So I'm not here to fearmonger nobody. I ain't here to make you niggas feel like you gotta do something. But what I am here to do is to say, we just not saying this shit to say it. There's a reason why. And it always happens like this. I'll title some shit. I'll come up with a motherfucking class. And then the great divine starts speaking through signs. You know what I mean? I'm fully aware that the people in the audience, the majority of us come from inner cities and whatnot. So we know about the killing fields, and we know that we want to get the fuck out of the killing fields because we don't want to stand amongst the carnage and whatnot. We would rather be somewhere off the grid. We would rather be somewhere on an island somewhere. We want to have the opportunity if we want to be like, you know what? I'm gonna just pack the family up. I'm sitting on a few M's and whatnot. I'm getting the fuck up out of here for a minute and whatnot to go be in a safe environment. You feel me? And be able to get my shit together so I could help these niggas if I really wanted to come back and help them. But if not, I was in the botanical gardens the other day. I'm trying to be around flowers and shit. I mean, I could live around shit like that. I was in the fucking tropical botanical gardens, the conservatory, nigga. I was feeling like I was in Jamaica or something. Listening to birds and whatnot. Like, that's living to me at this point. Not this shit that I be seeing. Dope fiends, prostitutes, crackheads, niggas leaning, the homeless people. It's so many homeless niggas under the bridge, my nigga, in Atlanta. This shit look crazy. Your DNA responds to the environment. So the environment is a little fucking upside down. I'm in Atlanta. If I'm in Atlanta and this shit crazy, what the fuck your city look like? Because this is supposed to be the Black Mecca. Niggas is claiming Wakanda. You know? This supposed to be Wakanda. So what Memphis look like? What's Houston looking like? What's Philadelphia looking like? What's Virginia looking like? What the fuck is DC looking like, nigga? What's Brooklyn looking like? What's the Bronx? What's Harlem looking like? Niggas is in the upside down world. Niggas is in the upside down world and nobody want to talk about how the fuck we gonna get out this shit. Benny and Westside got their Fed time out the way. Okay. LA is blown out. Oakland is looking crazy. Strippers is getting rich in the ATL. I hope they doing something with that, with them singles and whatnot, because they was getting rich Back in the days when they could have had mad cul-de-sacs that the strippers owned. You know what I'm saying? You can't keep trying it. You know what I mean? You don't get too many chances to try this shit out, bro. Before the real estate market dropped in '08, the strippers was getting money during the BMF era. They should have already had high rises. They should have been behind mad construction projects. You know what I'm talking about? They should have been owning cul-de-sacs. So I don't, Louis Vuitton in the Chanel store and the Celine store, they receiving all of that back, my nigga. That's who's getting rich in Atlanta. In the fucking daycare to watch them badass kids while they stripping and whatnot. But in the fucking hair hat stores, but I don't see a lot of ownership. Yeah, boutique here and there. I don't see too much own. And we in 2022. Let's stop playing little games and just not. No, nigga. Do they own blockchains? Do they own crypto? I know they just came out with the KOD coin. You know about that, Slice?
I had to unmute my mic. I seen it. I didn't get a chance to look into it, but I seen it though.
Yeah, my people's put that together.
King of Diamonds, right? The club.
King of Diamonds coin. You know what I'm talking about? That shit was supposed to go through the roof, but it didn't. You know? So I'm just saying, I'm looking for, I'm from the show me state. I'm looking for ownership. I be driving around the A and I'm looking at all of these construction. These niggas are building megalithic structures in the middle of every hood, bro. These niggas is squeezing in. I'm talking about these shits look like spaceships that they building in the hood. And then I'll look at the construction company and then I'll Google them. None of them are us. I'm doing the research. I'm like, let me go and send this to the realtor. Give me the information on who this is. They coming back. Yeah, this is some Israeli company. This is some Asian company. This is some this and this and that. I'm like, where's our people at in the building process of Atlanta? We just renters. We the ones that's paying the fucking rent. We the niggas. And to be honest with you, we're not the renters because you got to go through wild hoops in order to get accepted in these places. Do you know what I had to go through to get a spot out here, my niggas? They're not playing out here, bro. They background checking and doing all kind of shit. This is not the old Atlanta where you could just pull up with 1,500 or 2,500 and some fucking check stubs and whatnot and get a spot. No, they sending you through the ringer. So, man, I mean, bruh. Microsoft is taking over Bankhead and Apple is taking over the Bluff. Right there by CAU, by the Clark Atlanta and whatnot. That's all Apple and whatnot. Apple got that. Microsoft is in Bankhead. Apple's in the Bluff. Apple is in motherfucking CAU and everything. They making mad moves. They making mad moves. So the opportunity that I see, and it's not the only opportunity because there are other opportunities, but if we were to be more educated on the multiple income streams that are coming out of the quote unquote digital economy, right? The collective who wants to do collective work and whatnot, because this is not for everyone. I am not putting a badge on every single person who claims to be woke or conscious. Everybody got their thing and people are on different paths and whatnot. I'm speaking to those who it speaks to. I'm speaking to those who, when they hear it and when they see it, they can relate to it and whatnot. Those are the ones I'm speaking to. Imhotep reincarnated. I'm speaking to the builders and whatnot, the inventors. That's who I'm talking to. You know what I mean? It's not over, nigga, until your eyes are closed. So I ain't trying to hear, oh, we already did it already. It's over. No, nigga, it's over when you say it's over. Stop that. Stop that. You could be innovative. You could be innovative. Nobody is telling you that you can't be. Don't let niggas rock you to sleep. You could be a creator. You could be a visionary. You have the motherfucking right. You have the audacity to have a vision. Stop the bullshit. And then you have the audacity to make your vision come true because you have the power to do that. That's why your lights are on. Don't let nobody turn them off. I'm tired of seeing us as consumers and not prosumers with no power. This is going to be a continuous cycle, and niggas is just going to be laying back on their laurels and whatnot and making all of these educated fucking excuses as to why they're not getting busy. Why everybody else will stop, you know what I mean? Who are they listening to? Who are their master teachers? Because everybody else is getting busy.
And the worst feeling is watching, literally watching everything happen. You watched each step of it. You watched it. You watched the crypto boom. You watched the smart contracts. You watched the NFTs. You watched metaverse. You seen all these things happen. And if all you can say is I saw it, shit, it's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be tough, and it's gonna make people bitter later on down the line when they really behind the digital, when they really outside of the digital divide and whatnot.
I watched Ethereum since I got introduced to cryptocurrency by way of Ethereum back in like 2014.
17? Yeah.
So like, and they was mining Ethereum in the house. So like, I'm not sick about it. Like, damn, why didn't I get it? But I do feel a level of accountability. You know what I'm saying? With the fact of shit, I had the chance. So that's why I put that sense of urgency on anything I do moving forward. Is like I know I had the chance, multiple times to get in on Bitcoin, Ethereum at the ground level. Right. So we ain't missing out no more, man. There's too many wealth transfers going on.
And to be honest with you, this is personal development. These experiences is really the underlying. This is about personal development. This is about being able to move, right, and not being stagnant and whatnot. This is being able to have vision. You know what I mean? Black people, melanated people, Moorish people, Aboriginals and whatnot. We have this disease and whatnot, or we have this debilitation where we find, if you say, yo, where you gonna be in 20 years? Niggas get shook. What? 20 years? What you talking about? Why you said that to me? 20 years? I don't know where I'm gonna be at tomorrow. That's called a lack of vision and being scared to have vision, because somebody dropped this on me before and I was like, damn, it was the other day. They said depression and anxiety are two different feelings that we have. Depression is when you're thinking about shit in the past, right? And anxiety is when you're thinking about shit in the future and you get fucking folded up like a pretzel. You don't get depressed by thinking about shit that never happened, that's gonna happen down the line. Oh, I'm depressed because I'm thinking about what's the winter gonna look like in 2080. No, nigga, you get depressed when you think about the shit that you missed out on when fucking Bitcoin was $3, nigga. That's depressing because I missed that part.
To this day.
What was I doing?
To this day.
I was out there selling crack, buying sneakers and whatnot. I could have been buying the crypto.
Just by getting an ENS domain, you could have easily cashed in $7,000-$8,000.
Because they was airdropping and everything.
Yeah, they was doing airdrops. Like they gave me like $2,500 worth of credit on Unstoppable Domains just for me having a couple domains at the time. And I bought way more since then. So if they was to come with another airdrop, my airdrop might be crazy.
Right. So people get anxiety when they look ahead and they get nervous and they get all caught up in shit and these emotions and whatnot, and they don't see themselves in the future. Because if we get tapped into science fiction and shit like that, nigga, you're not in the future. Hollywood never put you in the future. So you're not even programmed to see yourself in 2080. That's too far out for you, right? But we have to change that mentality and begin to not only see ourselves, but our progeny and whatnot doing great, doing good, not just regular. There's a fucking reset taking place, nigga. Did you see the gas prices, my niggas? Like, do you know what's going on with the food and everything? Like, they're not playing any games. They're wiping out the motherfucking middle class. They're not playing fair right now. So the best thing that could be done at the moment, in this moment, without getting anxiety by looking down the motherfucking road about a year from now, or God forbid 5 years from now, is that some of us have to be a little more serious. We have to be a little more dedicated, and we have to be a little more determined to turn this motherfucking tide around and make some things happen by utilizing our bare talents. You don't need much. If you have a gift and a skill set, my nigga, activate it and digitize it and find where in the digital space you can apply it. Yo, I'm a dope artist. All right, cool. Get on board, my nigga. Let's put a collection together and we can show you how to properly launch an NFT, because it's not as easy as just drawing some shit and going to OpenSea, my nigga. It's a whole campaign. It's a whole formula that's involved in that. You need that. But you could do that. At the end of the day, you don't miss the shots. You miss all of the shots that you don't take. So how would you know what you finna do if you never took a shot? What else do you have to do right now? What do you have to do? Imagine how depressed black women are. A lot of black women are single, and we have to settle for less and be humiliated and judged at the same time. I was just watching an Instagram live with a sister who I'm looking forward to working with on my platform, Conscious Connections, right? This whole weekend, FYI, for the sisters out there, in the spirit of Mother's Day weekend and everything, this whole weekend, I was 10 toes down with some people on my team, busting my brain cells, trying my best to finish the quote unquote Conscious Connections project and whatnot, right? Or like the white paper for it. Because after the passing of Kevin Samuels, I'm like, yo, I see that there's a humongous, there's a humongous window that has opened up to begin to do what he may not have been doing. And there's nothing against the Godfather and whatnot, but he started the conversation. Some of us have the opportunity to continue the conversation in the way that we see fit, right? So in his Instagram live that I was just watching, the sister, she was with another sister, and both of them are parents of, one sister has a young son, is like 7 and whatnot, and the other sister has a daughter, and they were talking about the struggles of single parenting, and they were also talking about the struggles of dating and whatnot, and bringing the right man in the house, right? Because one of the sister was like, the son is not used to male energy in the house, and he thought that he was the man in the house. So when her boyfriend, she got a boyfriend, and they just had a child and whatnot, when he came into the house, little man was kind of intimidated because he's used to the nurturing energy that mama always gives him and whatnot. Now this man is coming in telling him clean shit up, pick things up and whatnot. And he was offended, like, nah, who is this? Mom, what's going on? Like, I don't like this man. And she was like, nah, he's telling you what you need to hear and whatnot. And make a long story short, they were sharing some shit that kind of like had me like, damn, this shit is real out here, bro. Like there's some conversations that need to be had that's not being had and whatnot. There's people crying out. You feel me? There's people crying out. And I shared this with my homegirl and whatnot. When I saw the Kevin Samuels video clip where he was calling women 35 and over leftovers, I was like, yeah, this is not going to end well for the brother, because that's kind of crossing the line right there. You can't just paint everybody with that brush. You know what I mean? And you can't necessarily begin tagging women as leftovers when we know what the fuck is going on in this market with the men and whatnot. And I just, it wasn't the right approach. And, that was one of the first times I didn't click on a video of his. And then a few days later, he wasn't with us anymore. And I'm not saying that was one of the reasons behind it. I just know that the spirit was like, nah, that shit like that is not flying as we move forward. You cannot drag these sisters in their fucking circumstances. You know what I mean? You got to show some compassion. You have to be able to solve. Men, what is our job? We solve problems. We are the problem solvers. When the fuck are we going to step up and begin to solve some of these problems? I'm getting tired, bro. I'm getting tired. I don't want to disappear on you niggas, but this shit is debilitating, bruh. These niggas don't want to solve problems. They want to just create more sometimes. That's what it's looking like. There is a heavy shortage of men who are qualified to step into households and be stand-up individuals and not fucking creeps. There's a shortage of men who truly understand the divine feminine and whatnot and what to do with it. I'm learning every day. I'm not sitting there on my high horse like I'm fucking King, what was his name? King Jaffe Joe, nigga. You know? But I'm willing to have the conversation. I'm a transparent person sometimes. You know, I'm as transparent as you are. The whole culture is lost. It's not just the women. The whole culture is lost. I said when Kevin Samuels made transition, I put the post up. I don't want to die alone. I don't want to die unhealed. I don't want to die without loved ones around me. So many of our men are dying alone in fucking back alleys and whatnot, in dark places, in fucking jail cells and shit like that. You know what I mean? Inside of clubs and all of this wicked shit. Something needs to change, man. I know that we in the Cali, you good and all of this fly shit, but something needs to change. You know, something needs to change because there is a large contingency of brothers who have been working on themselves. There is a large contingency of brothers and sisters who've been healing and working on themselves and want something better for themselves and deserve something better for themselves and been doing the motherfucking work and been stepping it up and whatnot, getting their ones, getting their bread up and whatnot, getting their weight up and whatnot, going to the gym, working out and whatnot, getting a lot of that pain off of them and that hurt and shit like that. It's a lot of people getting their knowledge up. They need somebody to fucking build with. You know what I mean? Imagine if I didn't have a show like this to run my mouth and I didn't have nobody to talk to. I'd be talking to myself on the D train, nigga. I understand how people lose it sometimes and be chatting with no Bluetooth. You know what I mean? We need an outlet. We need somebody to console us. This is not being a black man in America. And I'm not saying this to offset what being a black woman in America is, but that shit is not easy on your mental space at all. You become desensitized to a lot of shit. I wish I had the type of carefree attitude that I see in my children. You know what I mean? I wish I was able to be just so fun loving like that. But my heart is not in that place anymore because of the shit that I've been exposed to in life. I'm still looking for the inner child. You know what I'm talking about? I'm looking for that nigga. Have anybody seen him? You know? But the best way that we would be able to come together, in my humble opinion, especially for the men, because we the providers, and you know the stress, the financial aspect of what stress does to us when we don't have our shit together and when we not comfortable and we not sitting on multiple bags and whatnot, is to come together. You know what I mean? Like, you know, before we start talking about we want to plant seeds and create families and whatnot. Collectively, I feel that the men are responsible the same way that niggas come together in RICO activities and whatnot, the same way that these niggas come together to gangbang and whatnot, the same way that niggas come together to get a section and what pop bottles and show they peacock feathers and whatnot. niggas should be coming together, or God should be coming together to correct this shit and to get to this motherfucking digital economy and carve a space and leave a motherfucking mark. It's not hard. It's not hard, and you don't got to do it alone. You don't got to do it alone. You don't got to do it alone. You don't have to be lonely doing it and whatnot. You could do it collectively. I'm an advocate for that. I'm talking a lot, Slice. Please add on, man. I don't mean to be running my mouth. I want you to add on to the build and whatnot. How you feel about that?
Nah, you dropping bars, man. You know, it's like shit, really just patience, man. There's so much to come to mind with this, man. You know, like for me, discipline is everything, man. And I think like over these last 2-3 years, like it's basically been going to show, like, you know, however we chose to spend our time, we had all that free time during the pandemic, is we seeing the effects of it now, slowly but surely.
Right.
You know, you got some people that just want entertainment, and then on the other side of it, you got people that want results. So like the people that's been wanting entertainment, they getting exactly what they asked for. They getting rocked to sleep. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And then
they feeding them cake.
Yeah. Then on the other side, you got everybody, you know, we on progressive vibes. So like, I can't tell you what the top movies is, but I can tell you, you know, what's going on within the market. I can tell you, you know, like from my perspective, what's going on within the within this overall space of entrepreneurship, because, you know, we got way more entrepreneurs than we did, and it's gonna compound each year because it you know, a lot of people are forced into it, and then too, a lot of us don't want to go back to what we're used to. So, you know, it's allowing people to be uncomfortable to create a new comfortability, new lifestyle.
Right. Chucky, the brother Rashad Jamal is out of jail because I heard he got locked up. I just want to clear that up. You got to put in work, though, to learn the crypto metaverse and to learn what works for you. Definitely, you know, but the thing about putting in work to some of these places, one of the reasons why I hold my brother Slice to such a high standard, J Crypto, Chicago, Block Bully and whatnot, you know, when we talk about black youth and black men and whatnot, you know, these brothers would be considered, you know what I mean, the cream of the crop when it comes to our, you know, when it comes to being leaders in a new space and whatnot. We don't have 80 or 90% of people who look like me and Slice that have this mind state right now. You know what I mean? That hasn't been, that mass adoption has not taken place. You know, it's more people who look like us who live and die for sneakers than who live and die for crypto and shit like that. So when that's the case, we're talking about these brothers are rare. And because these brothers are rare, we have to respect that, and we have to treat these brothers with the type of respect that anything that is rare gets treated as, you know what I mean? So when the brother is doing something to teach, and when the brother is willing to share the information, because the information that he's willing to share is going to help expedite your learning experience versus you starting on zero and whatnot. The brother could speed you up and get you to like 20 or 30 with his experience and the way that he's able to teach and the way that he's able to demonstrate and show you in real time. Like the last show that we did, the brother went live and walked us right into the crypto, into the metaverse. I think this is even before, or I don't know if it was before Mark Zuckerberg made his announcement, whatever. But the brother took the class during the workshop through the metaverse. And not just through the metaverse, he was taking us to places where they were selling NFTs and showing you how you could click on the NFTs and purchase them right there. He took us to his quote unquote learning facility where there was information right on the walls, like how pictures be hanging and whatnot. They have videos where they was playing Know the Ledge and Melanin Monday right there in his quote unquote in the buildings and shit like that. Like, we have the teachers, we have the specialists, we have the talent, we have the experts that are already amongst us that can actually onboard thousands of us if we would only allow it.
Hey, I'm glad you
Only
said
doing
that.
so much. I can't twist nobody's arm. You see what I'm a liaison. I'm a bridge builder, and I bring people across the bridge to meet up and to link up and whatnot. That is a superpower that I've identified as the pillar and whatnot. So I activate that power to do things like this. But I can't force nobody to learn and to level up.
Man, it's very important to identify, you know what I'm saying, the people around you that do hold certain information and skill sets, because all of us can help each other, man. So like when we see like, you know, these celebrities and people with a lot of influence, you know, say certain things about cryptocurrency and all that, like, you know, it's cool because they getting into it and I want them to get into it. But like, you know, it's definitely a responsibility of the people that's out there. Like if y'all know these people, you know, need the right guidance, you know, definitely make sure you point them in our direction. And it's the
Right.
same for anybody else that does anything else, because, you know, when you talk biometrics, I'm gonna say Paige Flowers. You know, when you talk anybody that specializes in what they does and they really do it, you know, we're not gonna hesitate to point you in their direction. I feel like that's how it should be, because, man, you know, I don't like seeing these stars get misled, because it's the same thing that happened with the music industry. You know,
Right.
you had the culture, you had, you know, a bunch of intellectual property that was highly valued, and people just signed the shit over so they could actually be able to. Now, it made more sense back then because you needed a machine to get out there. But as of right now, yeah, you still need a machine, but you are the machine. You walk with it, you go to sleep next to a machine every day that can pretty
Facts.
much do 80% of the fucking job. You know what I mean? So
Facts.
it's definitely totally different. It's not like when people had to fly in and actually have meetings and mail in their demo tapes, and it was the, you know, the sales cycles was way longer. The even when you're talking about getting songs in rotation on the radio, it's not like these days. It's plenty of songs that can go into rotation, but back then it was less songs because it wasn't as many songs that were being made, because it took longer to make a quality song and mix a quality song. It took
Right.
longer to actually put it out and push it. And then when you did put it out and push it, after you went through all that, you didn't do that just to come right behind and drop another tape 2 months later. You know, you was gonna ride this shit out for a year to possibly 3 or 4 years before you drop another project, and that was a normal cycle for an artist. Now you could drop something today and it's old today. That's just how this shit go.
By the nighttime, that shit is considered
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's fucked
disposable.
up because like who just dropped the album, man? It's a bunch of people just dropped the album. Future just
Jack
dropped the album.
Harlow, Future,
And when all
um,
that came out last week, right?
Pusha T.
Pusha T, all that shit considered old. That was
It's
last week.
old, right? They like, yo, they not even in the conversation like that right now. Facts. They looking at what's about to come out, saying, yo, we can't wait for Kendrick. You know what I mean? They not even, if your shit didn't break the mold in the first week and you doing dummy numbers and whatnot, they not, your shit is considered to be a flop, and they're looking past it, bro. All of that work, all of that time spent, all of that anticipation for you to be forgotten about. We in a different fucking era right now, in a different place. You could contact me by this email right here. Kendrick dropped a video today. Is that right? What
Oh,
was
you
that
see,
video?
you ain't see the video?
Oh yeah, that wasn't today. That was yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, look. Oh,
Old, my nigga.
oh.
Shit old already.
When we talking quantum timeline, man, shit moves fast.
Yeah, so we are definitely in a new quantum reality. It is it's something that's commendable. We would have to I would highly suggest it. I did a lecture called Quantum Supremacy and In Too Deep, where we talked about the whole quantum shit. You know, tap in. That's on KTL University. Matter of fact, this is where you could get tickets for Saturday's I'm sorry, Sunday's lecture by a show of emojis. There's no longer show of hands. By a show of emojis in the chat room, how many people are going to be in the building with us on Saturday when we go in and we dive feet first into this quote unquote new world where the evolution will be digitized 2022, and my good brother Slice is going to be going in. I will be opening up and whatnot. I'll be a host, but I'm gonna, I'm gonna add on and put some things on the board and whatnot. But we're gonna talk about his new venture, Starter Kit DAO, which is a decentralized autonomous organizations, meaning that he set it up via smart contracts, and there's no humans in his corporation or his company. It's all automated, the same way that the Tesla drives on its own. And then we have decentralized finance, where people are becoming nigger rich and mega rich, and they're able to basically compound, stack their money and whatnot, the same way that you had shoebox money and you let that bitch stack up and whatnot. They have digitized that and is going parabolic these days, if you know what you're doing. And of course, the metaverse, which is being projected as a $1 trillion quote unquote industry that is in its infancy, in its early stage, which is a universal digital world. If you have children, little ones, and they're on Roblox and Fortnite, that is their version of the metaverse. They're already plugged in. Okay. So it'll be only right that we begin to teach them, and it's only right that it will be only right that we will edify them and teach them and get them into these spaces, because that's what the future is going to look like. You don't want them to be behind the quote unquote digital divide. You don't want them to be left out on the information highway and shit like that. So we're bringing you this information, we're bringing you this update, we're bringing you all of the things the tools and whatnot that you can utilize to either teach yourself or to teach your young ones and whatnot, so they could get you out of apartment 4H. So whoever's going to be in the building with us, let me see you in the chat room. Give me some emojis and whatnot so we could gauge it. The tickets will be on ktl-university.com. That's also the same place that the lecture will be taking place. For all of my KT aliens who've been to class before, you already know what it is. You know what I mean? The lecture will be available for your viewing in perpetuity, meaning forever. So if you're in the building, if you can't make it on that Sunday and whatnot, you'll be able to have access to the replay, and you'll be able to tap into that, whenever you need to. You'll be able to rewind it, fast forward it. You'll be able to share it with your friends. You'll be able to have your young ones watch it. You can have a Netflix and chill night, bring a Bay over and whatnot, whatever. The information will be here. Okay. The information will be here. And in my humble opinion, I feel like preteens and teenagers and young adults, this is the future for them. You know what I'm saying? If you as an adult want to stay with the world that you know, and how you get money and how you spend money and how you save, and you're old fashioned, you're quote unquote analog, no judgment at all. Nobody's here to judge you. What we're saying is that it's going to fare better for those who are digitally inclined or digitally minded, not criminal minded, digital minded and whatnot. It's going to work better for them. Okay. It's going to work better for them. So the same way that we push the children into sports, the same way that we push them into these colleges where they're in debt and whatnot, the same way that we push them into corporate America to make these Europeans rich, or these Asians and Indians rich, right? It's the same way that we could begin to encourage them to get into quote unquote programming, to get into development and whatnot, and to get into this new world. And there's 80 different ways to get in. Okay. 80 different ways. And by next year, it'll be 280 different ways. It keeps growing and growing. I remember when I started Stream Chasers, and I was busting my ass to find 20 different income streams. This was like 2019, 2020. Now it's so many fucking income streams. I got to slow down and whatnot. I don't want to overwhelm people, because it's about 300 different income streams that are out here that are legal. and the digital economy is a result of that. That it broke the fucking mold. You know what I mean? So like Slice was saying, the 2020 lockdown and the time that a lot of us had, it was good for us because a lot of us wasn't used to being in solitude. A lot of us wasn't able to slow down on a hamster wheel and just sit the fuck down and really sit with ourselves and whatnot. A lot of us discovered ourselves. A lot of us discovered our powers. A lot of us discovered what we won't do and what we will do for a dollar. A lot of us were afraid to face ourselves. A lot of us didn't even know that we needed to look at ourselves. And it was a good thing for us. Okay. And we've been challenged ever since with the whole Jabberwocky, people losing their jobs, getting split up from their families. Like there's been a lot of turmoil and whatnot. There's growing pains, but we going through all of this for what? What is your hypothesis? What the fuck do you think you're going through the ringer for? What do you think you're being tested for? There's always rain before the sunshine. So something is definitely coming down the pipes. Something is definitely on the other end of this motherfucking rainbow. We just have to be very patient and continue to push ourselves and do this work. You know what I mean? But as a result of a lot of the things that have taken place, I would humbly say that we're in a great place. It's all perspective at the end of the day. It's all the way. It's really based on perspective. It's how you see this shit. Nothing more, nothing less. Somebody said it's been hard. You damn right it's been hard. This shit was not easy. This is not no walk in the park, my nigga. I've been through the ringer. I've been through the ringer. I've been through the ringer. You feel me? This is not easy. This ain't no walk in the park. This shit ain't been a layup. Like I told somebody before, if I look like what I've gone through, niggas will be calling me Morgan Freeman. We all been through a lot. You know what I mean? Yeah. Buy me the t-shirt. We've been through the ringer. You know? Can you got the pictures from the video? Yeah, I've been looking. Yeah, please. I'm gonna give you the email. Send them through the email right there. You don't gotta send them through IG. I was looking for the photographer from the joint. Yes, and you're in the ringer right now. You feel me? And you're in the ringer right now. We look for shit from the culture to keep us alive, like good music. You feel me? Like some good music and whatnot, a good movie here and there. You know, those are like the boost of morale that we use to kind of like, you know, keep us going and shit like that. But I'm here to let you know, winning in some of these spaces, you know, being able to mint some of your artwork and people buying that shit, you feel me? Sitting on some coins to start going to the moon and whatnot, those are good feelings as well. Being able to learn something and build it out, being able to fucking when we minted our coin, the Netaverse, and I was right there watching the brother do it on Solidity and whatnot, that shit was a great feeling. I felt so accomplished. I felt so accomplished.
I think that's the most fun part is the process. Like anything,
I'm telling you, bro.
It's not just, you know, the shit that everybody look at. It's like a car. You know, the car is cool when you're driving it around, but like, what does it look like when it's just a bunch of pieces separated on the conveyor belt? It's a whole different thing.
That's a fact.
That shit is extremely exciting to me, bro. I love seeing the process of creation, bro. You feel me?
That's a fact, man. That was like, it showed me that anything could be done, bro. That opened up my mind. I was in January. Man, that shit opened up my mind to possibilities that I didn't even know existed. So the process is beautiful. Yes, it's a beautiful process. Let's embrace the process, y'all. Understand that whatever you going through right now, I don't give a fuck what it is. It's still the process. It is the process. Birth is painful. I watched my son birth in 2020, man. That shit was very painful, bro. You know what I'm talking about? Women, the shit that y'all go through to bring life to this planet is we have to honor that, man. It's very painful. But after all of that pain is joy. So, I try my best not to cry, you know what I mean? And I'm looking for the motherfucking silver lining and whatnot. And we doing what we could do. We brought you Mama Pill early in the year with the health. You feel me? We brought you Akiba along with the metaphysics and whatnot to show you that you are motherfucking God bodies for real, for real. We brought you Blue Pillar. You know what I mean? Now we bringing you this digital work and whatnot. This digital this motherfucking digital economy and whatnot with my good brother Slice. So we are just here to serve the people and to bring as many motherfucking tools and resources that we have in our hands, that we have handy and whatnot. And with the knowing and the knowledge that y'all will do the same thing for us if y'all have the opportunity to. Somebody want to know how much you charge to build on the metaverse.
Send me a text. My number should be right here on my
Yeah, it's in your description.
Yeah, right here in my description. So yeah, y'all shoot me a text, follow me on Instagram, reach out to me. And because ain't no set price, it just depends on what the situation is, like what is the actual brand. When it comes, and that's with me. Anytime y'all want to work with me, you just gotta know it's gonna be based off of what it is, because I can set a number on here and it might actually be lower than what it is, just depending on what the project is. So I just like to base things depending on what the project is, what type of work is gonna go into it, and how I can help you, get to your destination, for what you want to build. So I definitely appreciate y'all reaching out. It's very much appreciated. I do this, like, people don't really ask me why I do this, but I don't even know why I do this. You know what I mean? Like, I really just know I'm supposed to be doing this. I can't make up an answer. I just wake up every day knowing this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is where,
It's just a charge. You know what I mean? The minute I get up, the universe be in my ear, like, nigga, get to it. Like, I don't know who talking to me. Somebody on my shoulder telling me, yo, get to it. Like, you ready?
Valuable. And
there's a coach on my shoulder.
Where we at now?
You ready?
Where we at right now shows me why, it was important for me to listen to their voice, because, I had other voices in my head too, saying shit.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Fuck this shit. Go back to sleep. I ain't listen to that voice, but it was there too.
Fact. There'd be a few voices competing to be heard, So I'm glad that I do listen to that voice, man. I ain't gonna hold you for long, man. We about to get out of here, my good brother. We about 2 hours and 30 minutes in. We had a wonderful conversation. By the time I see you next time, we might be listening to that Kendrick album together. I'm thinking about doing a full one of those. You know how they be having the reviews and shit like that when they listen to it when it drops?
Yep.
I might do that on Third Eye Thursday, because on Thursday it comes out at midnight. So we might just do a live listening and whatnot. I just have to figure out how to do it without getting strikes and shit.
I know exactly how we're gonna do it. We might have to do it in the
the
Web 3.0, but we can make it happen for sure.
Right, and Web 3, right? I think I'm ready for that. You know what I mean? I might get nice. You know what I mean? Because you gotta get, in order to hear everything, I need my senses to be on height.
And you know what'd be dope? We could do like we could do a pregame on YouTube leading up to it, and then when midnight strike, we could do
and
that.
And then when midnight strikes, everybody hop on the motherfucking into the building and whatnot.
Yep.
Get on, ladies free before 12.
Yep.
But that's because life is about experiences. So, my spirit is telling me that I would love to experience that with my with this network and whatnot, with my audience. You feel me? You don't get a chance to do these things over and whatnot. So that's an experience that I would love to have with the collective versus me just chilling in the room, burning it down. listening to the shit by myself. You know what I mean? I feel like this is a communal type of thing right here.
Agreed.
So we'll talk about it. We'll build on. You know what I mean? We'll brainstorm and shit. And when I get back here, either Wednesday or Thursday, I might do a Wednesday show. I'm still weighing it out. Or we might do we do Wednesdays on Clubhouse. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna do a Wednesday Clubhouse, and I'll be back here for Third Eye Thursdays, and then we have Sunday to do what we got to do and whatnot. So I want to say, brother, I got to get back to studying and putting together my lecture. I'm sure you got to get to studying and whatnot and finish up what you got to do. And I just want to say for everybody, once again, here's the flyer. You know what I mean? We will be in the building early Sunday. Instead of going, this will be church in the wild. This would be church for everybody who don't go to church. You feel me? The last time we did a workshop, it was this one right here. Shout out to my good brother, brother Nkiru. We did this on a Sunday. This shit was fire. You know what I mean? We had a wonderful time. This was beautiful. About 150 people showed up, and it was lit. You know what I mean? And we gave out a $7,000 watch, you know, a timepiece. You know, we was giving out gifts and shit like that. For tonight, the first 44 people that get the evolution will be digitized. The first 44 ticket holders, you are going to have the quote unquote opportunity to get a free bundle. I'm going to be sending you this right here, the starter kit that we did in 2021 with my good brother Slice. All right. We're going to be sending that out as well as no, hold on. Yeah, it's this one right here. Going to be sending that as well for anybody who wants to get something free. And this brother, this was about 3 or 4 hours. He went all the way in with the digital income streams and whatnot, do-it-yourself graphic design, do-it-yourself web design, negotiation skills and payment processing, how to price products and services, distribution skills for digital products and podcasts, syndication hacks. So this was about helping brothers and sisters start their own digital businesses, or how to transcribe or how to transmute your physical brick and mortar business into or add on a digital component to it and whatnot. But this one right here was definitely fire. This was one of the workshops that we did. So that will be included in your purchase and whatnot. So KTLUniversity.com for your tickets for the evolution will be digitized 2022.
To this day.
All right.
To this day.
That part. All right. So anything you want to leave them with?
Man, please make sure y'all follow me on Instagram at SliceIX, Twitter, SliceIX Live. Y'all can shoot me a text, and just make sure y'all get y'all tickets, because you know a lot of this information that we're gonna be going over, this is not anything that's just sitting around on any old videos or anything that I'm gonna be touching over again. Like, this is specifically for this day.
The workshop, right?
I'm intentionally going in on this workshop. I'm bringing some exclusive gems that I haven't talked about before any of these public or private platforms. So y'all do not want to miss this. The evolution will be digitized 2022. We're going all the way in, and I'm bringing y'all the sauce in real time. I'm talking about sauce that y'all can apply in the moment as I'm talking about it right then. Y'all don't want to miss this. We will be dropping nothing but applicable jewels all night.
Super facts. El Negro, I wish I could play the music, but I don't have, they won't allow me to share my YouTube and shit. So we'll have to do that on Thursday, more than likely. The brother asked, could he pay in crypto? Yes, you could pay in crypto. Hit me up. I'll send you my wallet, Addy, and whatnot, my MetaMask. You'll be able to pay in crypto. We take in crypto and fiat as well. So it's all good. All right. So with that being said, family, we love and light. Y'all stay dangerous, stay focused. You know what I'm saying? And stay on top of your business. And we will be able to tap in for Third Eye Thursdays. Thank you all for your time and your attendance in the building tonight. Salute.
So.
Peace.